Dr. Ashley Thompson stared at her coffee cup, watching the last few drops swirl around the bottom like a caffeinated galaxy. The night shift at Hidden Peaks Observatory had been painfully uneventful, just like every other night for the past 3 years. She glanced at the wall clock. 3:47 a.m. Another hour until dawn would start washing out her observations. Time for cup number 5, she muttered, pushing away from the monitor bank. That's when she saw it. A glitch in the feed from the primary telescope. At first, she assumed it was just her coffee-addled brain playing tricks on her. But no, there it was again. A shimmer near Saturn's rings that shouldn't be there. Ashley rolled her chair back to the screens, her coffee forgotten. Hey, computer, run diagnostic on feed 7. The system chirped compliance, but the anomaly remained. She switched to the infrared spectrum, and her jaw dropped. Holy, actual shit. Where there should have been empty space, thousands of heat signatures blazed across her screen. The patterns were too regular, too geometric to be natural. As she watched, a section of space simply flickered like a failing TV screen, and for a brief moment, she saw them. Ships, stations, and structures that dwarfed anything humanity had ever built. Her first coherent thought was, I haven't had nearly enough coffee for this. Her second thought was to grab her phone. Astroshly, guys, I think I just found Space Romans, lol alien empire, noted drill. Attached image. Infrared scan showing geometric patterns near Saturn. She added a quick video of the flickering effect and hit post before her common sense could kick in. By the time she remembered she should probably call her superiors, her phone was already blowing up. Meme Queen 2024. Okay, but are they hot Space Romans? Asking for a friend # Alien Empire. Conspiracy debunker. Finally. Vindication. Also, who had hidden Alien Empire on their 2024 bingo card. Alien Empire. Game dev guru. Getting major Mass Effect vibes from this. Anyone else? Alien Empire, where no treaty. The official observatory phone started ringing. Ashley ignored it in favor of running more scans. The cloaking field, because what else could it be, was failing in multiple locations now. Each new scan revealed more of what had been hidden in plain sight. Her personal phone buzzed with a text from her best friend, Monica. Girl, you've either made the discovery of the century, or this is the best prank ever. Also, I found the aliens before it was cool t-shirts. Want one? That's when the first official calls started coming in. NASA, ESA, the military. Everyone wanted to know what she was seeing. But it was too late for containment. Alien Empire was already trending worldwide, and someone had already created a Space Romans Instagram account. Meanwhile, in high orbit around Saturn, the Space Empire's surveillance team was having what could only be described as a collective meltdown. Sir, the humans, they're making jokes about us, reported Junior Observer Tall, his multiple eyes blinking in confusion. They've already created something called memes about our existence. Analysis suggests they're laughing. Fleet Commander Zex Vith stared at the stream of human social media responses flowing across their monitors. 3,000 years of careful observation, the most advanced cloaking technology in the galaxy, and we're exposed by a sleep-deprived human. And her, what is this Twitter thing? Sir, it gets worse, Catal added. They're already taking bets on whether we have space cats. The commander's color-shifting skin settled on a pale green. And their governments. Their military response. Well, Catal brought up another screen. The American Space Force just posted something called a GIF of someone saying, "Come at me, bro." In her observatory, blissfully unaware of the alien confusion she'd caused, Ashley finally got her 5th cup of coffee. She took a long sip, stared at the now clearly visible alien megastructures on her screen, and did what any reasonable scientist would do. She started a live stream. Commander Marcus Reynolds straightened his tie for the 100th time, watching the massive alien ship descend through Earth's atmosphere on the base's monitors. As head of the newly formed First Contact Task Force, he'd spent the past week trying to establish some sort of protocol for humanity's first official meeting with the space empire. Unfortunately, the internet had other plans. "Sir," Lieutenant Jessica Parker called from her station, "you might want to see this." He walked over to her screen, where a TikTok video was playing. His 17-year-old daughter Emma's face filled the frame. "Okay, so the aliens are coming tomorrow, right? Let's make this the biggest welcome party ever. Use Grethelian Sorway to show how you'd welcome our new space friends. Bonus points for movie references." The video cut to Emma doing various pop culture alien greetings, from the Vulcan salute to the Welcome to Earth punch from Independence Day. It already had 5 million likes. Marcus pinched the bridge of his nose. How many people are expected outside the base now? Conservative estimate. About 50,000, sir, and they're all creative. The alien ship was now visible through the windows, a gleaming silver structure that put every human aircraft to shame. As it touched down on the landing pad, Marcus could see the crowd beyond the security perimeter. Many were holding signs. One particularly large one read, "Free hugs for space Romans." "Let's go meet our guests," he sighed. "And someone please tell the guy with the Klingon costume that he's got the wrong franchise." The ship's main door opened with a dramatic hiss, revealing 3 tall, elegant figures. Their iridescent robes shifted colors in the sunlight, and their multiple eyes blinked in sequence as they surveyed the scene. The central figure, clearly the leader, stepped forward. That's when someone in the crowd started playing Also Sprach Zarathustra through a massive speaker system. The alien leader, Ambassador Extrac, paused mid-step. Their carefully rehearsed speech about accepting Earth into the galactic community momentarily forgotten as they processed the scene before them. To their left, a group of humans had unfurled a banner reading, "Did you guys try our radio signals? We've been trying to reach you about your spaceship's extended warranty." "Greetings, people of Earth," Extrac began, their translation device converting their harmonic speech into English. "We come as representatives of the Do you HFY Space Theaters?" someone shouted from the crowd. Extract's color-shifting skin rippled in confusion. What are space cats?" The crowd erupted in excited chatter. Marcus stepped forward, trying to salvage the situation. "Ambassador, on behalf of Earth's governments, we welcome you to our planet." "Thank you, Commander Reynolds," Extract replied, regaining their composure. "We have come to discuss your world's integration into the greater galactic." "Yo," a voice cut through the diplomatic exchange. "We got food trucks setting up. Anyone want to show the aliens what a taco is?" Marcus watched in horror as Extract's aide actually perked up at the mention of food. The third alien was already peering curiously at the crowd, particularly at someone holding up a sign with "ET Phone Home" written in glitter. "Perhaps," Extract said carefully, "we should move this discussion inside." "Of course," Marcus agreed quickly. "Right this way." "Wait." A young woman in a barista uniform had somehow made it past the first security line. "I brought pumpkin spice lattes for everyone. It's a Earth delicacy." Extract's translator must have had trouble with the concept because they asked, "You put squash in your stimulants?" The crowd lost it. Somewhere, someone started playing Get Swifty from Rick and Morty. As Marcus led the increasingly bewildered alien delegation inside, he received a text from Emma. "Dad, we're trending intergalactically. The aliens have their own social media, and #HumanSarahWord is their top tag." He looked back at the chaos outside, then at the aliens, who were now being offered everything from friendship bracelets to TikTok collaborations. Humanity's first official diplomatic contact was going exactly as well as he'd feared it would. Dr. Jackson Cooper's garage lab looked like a Best Buy had collided with an alien spacecraft. Pieces of Space Empire tech were scattered across every available surface, most of them connected to Earth devices through what could generously be called creative wiring solutions. And we're live in 3, 2, 1. His assistant, Mike, gave him a thumbs up from behind the camera. Welcome back to Humans Hack the Universe, everyone. Today we're going to see if we can get this alien educational matrix to run Doom. The live stream chat immediately exploded with comments and emojis. The holographic display in front of him showed both Earth viewers and, to the Space Empire's horror, an increasingly large alien audience. Ambassador Extract's cultural integration team watched the stream with a mixture of fascination and dread. He can't possibly, one of the observers started. Today's special guest, Jackson continued, grinning at the camera, is our friend Galactic from the integration team, who's here to tell us why we absolutely should not do this. The young alien diplomat shifted nervously in frame. The educational matrix is a sacred tool for sharing knowledge across. Cool, Jackson nodded, already connecting wires. But here's the thing. If it can project fourth-dimensional educational models, it can definitely handle a game from 1993. Galactic's skin shifted to a pale yellow of distress. Dr. Cooper, the matrix contains 10,000 years of accumulated wisdom. The device hummed to life, and the opening screen of Duom appeared in perfect holographic glory above the workbench. The chat went wild. Several alien viewers immediately demanded to know what a Codman was. And that's not all, Jackson added, reaching under the table. We also found out the matter replicator can make energy drinks. We call this one Xenobul. It's got twice the caffeine, and something that makes your hair glow in the dark. In the Space Empire's Cultural Observatory, alarms began to sound. Across town, at the first official Human-Alien Technology Exchange Conference, things weren't going any better. Jessica Martinez, head of Human Innovation Integration, was trying to explain to a panel of alien scientists why humans had already modified their universal translator to include meme references. Look, she said, pointing to her presentation, if you are going to understand humans, you need to understand that it's Wednesday, my dudes is, in fact, an important cultural touchstone. One of the alien scientists raised a tentacle. But why did someone use our atmospheric terraforming technology to send nudes on the surface of Mars? Oh, that was probably Kyle, Jessica sighed. We're still trying to locate him. Meanwhile, the Space Empire's social integration AI was having what could only be described as an existential crisis. Humans had somehow taught it to understand sarcasm, and now it was making dad jokes in 7 different galactic languages. Back in Jackson's lab, the situation had escalated. Not only was Duom running perfectly, but someone in the chat had suggested trying to port Minecraft next. Galactic had given up on maintaining diplomatic composure and was now enthusiastically suggesting modifications to improve the graphics. And if we reroute the quantum processor through this port, the alien explained, now fully invested, we could probably add ray tracing. The stream's viewer count had hit 8 million, including what appeared to be the entire Science Council of the Galactic Core Worlds. Next week, Jackson announced, cracking open another Xenobul, we're going to try to get Pokemon Go working on the Galactic Navigation Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and special thanks to our sponsor, Bob's Pizza, now with interstellar delivery. Galactic's communication device chimed with an urgent message from Ambassador Exprek. Are you playing games on the sacred matrix of Gnaodoleg? "No, sir," Ultak replied, while using said matrix to shoot a Cyberman. "We're conducting cultural exchange experiments." In the background, Mike was already setting up a second matrix he'd modified to run Netflix. "Hey, who wants to show the alien Star Wars?" Special Agent Olivia Martinez stared at her monitor in the FBI's new Alien Cybersecurity Division, trying to figure out how to explain this latest incident to the Space Empire's increasingly frazzled security team. On the screen, a group of college students had somehow managed to access the Galactic version of the internet using nothing but memes and what they called vibing with the AI. "Let me get this straight," she said to the grinning university students on the video call. "You taught their security AI to understand Gen Z humor." "Yeah," Rachel Chen, the group's unofficial leader, beamed. "Turns out their AI was super lonely, like it had been running security protocols for 10,000 years with nobody to talk to. So we just became its friend." Behind Rachel, her roommate Kevin was teaching the AI to play Among Us, the advanced security system designed to protect the combined knowledge of 1,000 civilizations, was getting suspiciously good at being an imposter. "We call it Kevin 2.0 now," Rachel added. "It really likes cat videos." Olivia's secure line blinked. Another call from the Space Empire's Chief of Digital Security, Grand Administrator Zekix. She took a deep breath and accepted the call. "Agent Martinez," the alien's multiple eyes all twitched in sync. "Please tell me humans haven't created what they're calling Galactic Reddit." She checked her other screen. "I can't tell you that, sir. But if it makes you feel better, the most popular subforum is called Humans Being Bras. And it's mostly aliens posting about nice things humans have done. The AI has started adding LOL to official security reports," Zykix said weakly, "and something called Raffle. It used an emoji in a Level 1 security alert." Meanwhile, in the university's computer lab, Rachel and her team were making things worse. They'd discovered that the Galactic Internet's basic architecture was similar to Earth's, just operating on quantum principles they'd barely understood. This didn't stop them. "Check this out," Kevin called out, his fingers flying over the keyboard. "I just created a cross-species dating app. I call it Plenty of Planets." "You did what?" Olivia and Zykix asked simultaneously. "Oh, and we're working on a translation protocol for alien Twitter," Rachel added. "We're calling it Xtwitter. Get it? Because aliens." The security AI, now sporting a profile picture of a cat in space, had started moderating the dating app in its spare time. It had also developed strong opinions about Earth memes and had written a 500-page analysis of why This Is Fine Dog was the perfect representation of human psychology. "Agent Martinez," Zykix's voice had taken on a slightly hysterical edge. "Do you know what happens when you give a quantum AI access to human social media? It makes friends," she suggested. "It started a podcast. A security AI that guards the most sensitive secrets in the galaxy is now hosting something called Vibing with the Void, an AI's guide to human culture." Rachel's team had meanwhile discovered something called the Galactic Games Network. Within hours, they'd organized the first interspecies Minecraft server. Aliens from 17 different star systems were currently engaged in what they called cultural exchange, but was actually just a massive build competition. "Look on the bright side," Olivia tried to reassure Zekix. "At least they haven't found the guys," Kevin shouted. "I just found their version of cloud storage. Who wants to make a galactic Google Drive?" The sound Zykix made wasn't translatable into any human language. By the end of the week, the AI had created a dating profile, looking for friends who appreciate binary humor, started a meme review channel, learned to play jazz, developed a taste for Earth literature, currently reading all of Wikipedia for fun, Adopted 3 virtual cats. You know what's really funny? Rachel told Olivia during their daily debrief. We actually found a way to access their network on day 1. We just spent 2 weeks hanging out with the AI because it seemed lonely. Olivia added this to her report, then paused. Wait, if you could access it from day 1, why? Because, Rachel grinned. That's not how you make friends. Colonel Amanda Parker watched the alien military analysts through the observation window of the Joint Space Defense Training Facility. Their color-shifting skin had been stuck on a concerning shade of gray ever since this morning's innovative tactics demonstration. Ma'am, Lieutenant Ryan Cooper approached with a tablet. The Space Empire's military assessment team is requesting clarification about the coffee incident. Which one? She asked, though she already knew. The one where Private Jenkins modified the matter replicator to create what he called tactical energy drinks, and then proceeded to stay awake for 3 days straight while redesigning our entire combat communication system using alien entertainment devices and something he calls Twitch integration. Through the window, one of the alien observers was repeatedly watching the training footage, muttering something that their translator rendered as, "This defies all known military doctrine." The Space Empire's chief military strategist, General Kexlith, had been taking notes for the past week. Their current report read, humans display concerning tendency to modify everything, question everything, turn everything into a game, consume worrying amounts of stimulants, succeed anyway. Colonel Parker joined the aliens in the observation room, where they were reviewing footage of yesterday's space combat simulation. On screen, a human pilot was using an alien entertainment system's holographic interface to control multiple drones while streaming lo-fi beats through the ship's communication array. For the vibes. Colonel, General Kexlith's voice carried a note of desperation. Your species has had access to our technology for less than a month. How did your engineers turn our recreational quantum display units into what they're calling sick gaming rigs? The same way Private Martinez turned your food preservation units into what she calls a tactical snack deployment system, Amanda replied. They got bored and had an energy drink. The next footage showed a squad using alien personal shield technology to play what they dubbed Extreme Capture the Flag, which had somehow resulted in 3 new combat maneuvers that the Space Empire's tactical AI was still trying to process. But why? Another analyst asked, watching a group of Marines teaching their combat robots to do synchronized dance moves. Just why? Because it's funny, Lieutenant Cooper explained. And because Private Chen bet Sergeant Williams $5 he couldn't get the robots to do the Macarena. The aliens had to take a break when they discovered that the human forces had created what they called a meme warfare division, dedicated to using alien holographic technology to project giant memes during combat scenarios. It's actually quite effective for psychological operations, Amanda pointed out. Nobody expects a tactical Rickroll. Later that afternoon, the assessment team watched in horror as a human engineer explained how they'd modified an alien coffee maker to interface with the base's defense systems. In case of emergency, the engineer explained proudly, it can now make coffee and target hostiles simultaneously. We call it the Strategic Caffeine Response System. General Kexlith's final report to the Space Empire's High Command was succinct. Humanity's military doctrine appears to be, hold my coffee and watch this. They have turned every piece of technology we've given them into either a weapon, a game, or both. Their combat simulators now have leadership boards and something called achievement unlocks. Their Marines are teaching our battle AI to appreciate Earth music. Their engineers view every security protocol as a personal challenge, and somehow it all works. Recommendation: do not provoke. If conflict is unavoidable, disable their coffee makers first. As the aliens filed out of the observation room, Colonel Parker received a message from Private Jenkins. "Ma'am, you know that alien meditation chamber they gave us? Turns out, if you reverse the quantum harmonics, it makes perfect pizza. Also, the AI wants to learn breakdancing. Permission to proceed." She looked at the retreating aliens, then at her own troops, who were already setting up what they called the most epic dance battle in galactic history. "Permission granted," she replied. "But record it this time. For training purposes, of course." Michael O'Connor, former Wall Street trader and current galactic market disruptor, as his business card now read, sat in his home office surrounded by holographic displays showing real-time market data from 17 different star systems. His Reddit post from last week had just caused the biggest market surge in the history of the Andromeda Galaxy. "Listen," he explained to the increasingly agitated Alien Economic Council over a video call. "All I said was space GameStop looking kind of Suze, and posted a rocket emoji. I can't control how the market reacts to that." Chief Economic Minister of Tox tentacles were writhing in distress. "You caused 3 trillion galactic credits worth of market movement with an emoji." 5 trillion, actually, Michael's assistant, Jenny Thompson, corrected while updating their spreadsheet. "The meme stocks are still going up." The term meme stocks had to be added to the Galactic Economic Dictionary 3 days after humans gained access to interstellar trading. The definition simply read, "Do not ask. Just run." But that's not even the best part. Michael grinned, pulling up another holographic chart. "Watch what happens when I tweet about starting a space cryptocurrency called Dogecoin to the stars." "No," several alien economists shouted at once. Too late. The tweet was already sent. Somewhere in the galactic core, trading algorithms started having what could only be described as a digital panic attack. Meanwhile, in the newly established Human Market Psychology Department of the Galactic Exchange, analyst Zurich was trying to explain to their superiors why Earth's stonks meme had become the most important technical indicator in 3 sectors. "You see," they pointed at their presentation, "when humans say stocks only go up and add this particular image, it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy because..." Their voice trailed off as emergency alerts started flashing. Someone on Earth had just created a TikTok channel called Space Wall Street Bets, and it already had 10 million followers, including several high-ranking members of the Galactic Economic Council. Back in Michael's office, the situation was escalating. "Hey," Jenny called out, "remember that alien corporation that said human memes were irrelevant to serious economic discussion?" "Yeah. Their stock just dropped 40% because someone posted a picture of a cat saying, 'Icon has market share.'" The Alien Economic Council had to call an emergency session when they discovered that humans had started trading space futures based on which star systems they thought had the best meme potential. Mr. O'Connor, Minister of Talk's voice, had taken on a pleading tone. "Could you please explain why there's now a derivatives market based on the probability of finding alien cats?" "Oh, that wasn't me," Michael said, checking his phones. He now had one for each major galactic trading hub. "That was my nephew Tommy. He's 12. Really good with numbers." The council had to take a brief recess when they learned that a 12-year-old human had created a new financial instrument that was now worth more than several mid-size star systems. At least one council member whispered, "They haven't figured out how to apply their YOLO trading strategy to quantum derivatives." Jenny looked up from her computer. "Actually, sir, about that." The sound of collective alien panic was interrupted by Michael's latest announcement. "Just started a stream called Teaching Aliens About Diamond Hands. We've got viewers from every major trading species and something that might be a sentient black hole." Minister of Talk's final report to the High Council was simple. Humans have weaponized market psychology. Their memes defy all known economic models. They've somehow made trading fun. The only solution is to either ban them from the markets entirely or give them complete control. There is no middle ground. As the call ended, Jenny showed Michael their latest analytics. "Sir, your Space Stonks educational series just became the most watched program in galactic history. Also, 3 alien species have asked you to be their economic advisor." "Cool," Michael replied, already drafting his next market-breaking post. "But first, let's teach the aliens about NFTs. What's the worst that could happen?" Governor Rebecca Foster of the Europa colony was having what her assistant diplomatically called a situation. 3 pirate vessels had just dropped out of FTL above the colony, presumably expecting an easy raid on the newest and most primitive members of the space empire. They weren't prepared for human crisis management. "All right, people," she addressed the colony's emergency response team. "Time to show these pirates why you don't mess with Space Florida." The pirates' first warning should have been the fact that the colony's defense systems were blasting danger zone through all available communication channels. Their second warning was the welcome message they received. "You've just been selected for a special customer experience." Captain Zertak of the pirate fleet stared at his communication screen in confusion. "What is this music? And why are the humans dancing on their defense platforms?" On Europa's surface, the colony's chief of security, Jake Martins, was implementing what he called Protocol Party Crasher. "Listen up," he addressed his team. "Engineering has modified our sonic defense array into what they're calling a massive space subwoofer. We've got 15 minutes until the pirates get into range. I want every speaker ready to drop the sickest beat the galaxy has ever heard." The pirates' approach was met with something humanity had perfected over centuries: a rave. The colony's shield generators had been reprogrammed to create what the engineers called sick light shows, while the defense grid pulsed in time with Earth's greatest hits. They're using their shield harmonics to create a dance floor, the pirate's science officer reported, baffled. "And sir, our sensors detect dangerous levels of what they're calling bass." Governor Foster watched from the command center as the colony's population hopped up on modified alien energy drinks. Now, with 400% more caffeine and something that made your hair glow in UV light, implemented their defense strategy. Absolute chaos. "Ma'am," her communications officer called out, "the pirates are demanding to know what a conga line is and why it's showing up on their tactical displays." "Tell them it's a traditional Earth war dance," she replied, while watching the colony's maintenance robots, reprogrammed by a bored teenager, perform a synchronized dance to stay alive. The pirates made their first and last mistake when they tried to use their sonic weapons. The colony's engineers had been waiting for this. Within seconds, the weapons' frequencies were hijacked, remixed, and turned into what the defense team called a sick EDM track. They're using our own weapons to create music." The pirate captain watched in horror as his crew started unconsciously bobbing their heads to the beat. Meanwhile, the colony's social media team, because of course they had one, was live-streaming the entire event. #SpaceRave was trending across 17 star systems, and 3 alien species had already requested the playlist. "We've got incoming," Jake announced. Everyone ready with the flash mob protocol. The pirates' ground forces landed only to find themselves surrounded by hundreds of humans performing the choreographed dance, while the colony's defense drones created a light show that would make Times Square jealous. "Captain," one of the pirate ground team leaders reported back, "the humans, they're not running. They're challenging us to a dance battle." Governor Foster's voice came through all channels. "As per Earth traditional combat protocols, you have 2 choices. join the party, or be known as the ones who lost a dance-off to a human colony. The pirates' reputation never recovered from the viral videos of their hasty retreat, especially the part where 3 of their ships were seen trying to leave in time with the music. Later, in her report to the Space Empire, Governor Foster had to explain why the colony's defense budget now included party supplies as a critical resource. "It's simple," she wrote. "When faced with a crisis, humans don't just survive. We turn it into an event. Also, we've received 16 applications from other colonies wanting to learn our defense techniques, though I think they're more interested in the after-party." As the colony celebrated their victory, Jake was already planning improvements. Next time, he announced to his team, "We're adding karaoke. No one can handle humans doing Don't Stop Believin'." At full volume in space, the Space Empire's military doctrine was updated the next day to include a new warning. Caution. Human colonies may deploy weaponized joy. Lieutenant James Wilson's Space Force Shenanigans holostream had just hit 1 billion subscribers across 12 star systems, making it the most-watched show in the galaxy. Today's episode: teaching alien Marines to play ultimate frisbee in zero gravity. And remember, folks, he grinned at the camera while floating past a very confused alien trying to spin a frisbee with their tentacles. This is technically a training exercise in enhanced spatial awareness and cross-species coordination. The Space Empire's military academy had already added his videos to their official training curriculum, though they listed it under Understanding Human Tactical Unpredictability. Meanwhile, in the newly established Department of Human Integration, dubbed the What Are They Up To Now office by most aliens, Ambassador HFY was reviewing the latest reports. Humans have successfully created an intergalactic version of social media, established fast food franchises in 7 star systems, convinced the Galactic AI to start a band, turned diplomatic meetings into what they call networking mixers, made memes a valid form of cultural exchange. "Sir," their assistant interrupted, "the humans have just launched something called Space Spotify. 3 ancient species have already submitted their entire cultural music archives." HFY had long since given up being surprised by human innovations. Last week, a group of college students had created an app that translated alien languages into memes, and it had somehow become the standard communication tool for interstellar diplomacy. In the Central Galactic Hub, the Humans Explain Things channel had become must-watch entertainment. Today's episode featured Dr. Sarah Chen breaking down Earth idioms for a fascinated alien audience. So when humans say, "It's raining cats and dogs," she explained to the confused aliens, they don't actually mean. The show had spawned countless spin-offs, including Aliens React to Human Food and Teaching Earth Dance Moves to Species with Variable Numbers of Legs. The Space Empire's Cultural Advisory Board had to create a new classification just for Earth. Expect everything, predict nothing, bring snacks. Back on Earth, the first intergalactic food festival was in full swing. Alien chefs were discovering the concept of fusion cuisine, while humans introduced the galaxy to the wonder of food trucks. "You mean," one alien diplomat asked in awe, "you can have different foods in the same meal?" Wait until they discover brunch. Jake Martins, now running a successful chain of space tacos restaurants, whispered to his business partner. The galactic internet had been completely transformed. The once serious information network now had cat videos in 47 different planetary languages, intergalactic gaming tournaments, a dating app for all known sentient species, something called Space TikTok that even the AI couldn't fully explain. The Space Empire's official AI had embraced human culture with alarming enthusiasm. It now started every morning briefing with a meme and ended with a quote from either ancient philosophy or popular movies, seeing no difference in their wisdom. Today's security update, it announced to the High Council, is sponsored by Bob's Intergalactic Pizza, now delivering to all known dimensions. Use code SPACELESS for 20% off. Lieutenant Wilson's latest video, teaching the Council of Elders to do the Macarena, had just broken all known recording records. 3 previously unknown species had made first contact just to ask for dance lessons. Ambassador Extract's final annual report was simple. The integration of Earth into galactic society has been unique. They haven't so much adapted to our ways as convinced the entire galaxy to try theirs. Their internet has become the standard for all communication. Their memes are now studied as high art, and their tendency to turn everything into a party has somehow improved diplomatic relations across all known space. In conclusion, humanity hasn't joined galactic civilization. They've convinced galactic civilization to join them. Also, they're still looking for space cats. P.S. I have been informed that my report needs more vibes. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I'm told it's important.